How Youth in Action Changed My Life by Sister Linda Baez. I remember the feeling of needing to get out. I was antsy, newly baptized. I don't remember asking my parents, though I imagine there was a conversation at some point and an application. I felt like it was time to see firsthand that the church was bigger than me, bigger than my branch, my region. My dad's entire family lived out west, and there was a Youth in Action tour going that way. It was 1998. GMBA camp was in California that year. I flew out by myself at 15 years old. Of course, I was met at the airport by some of my mom's extended family, stayed with family that entire trip, and even roomed with my grandfather at camp. But boy, did I feel rebellious making that flight alone. That summer was full of firsts away from my parents and my comfort zone. I was introduced to some young people from the Southwest region who would later become instrumental in helping me become an independent adult, who taught me the fundamentals of being a sister in the church. This, of course, was not known at the time and would take place several years later. Hindsight shows me God's masterful plan, gently nudging me towards His will for my life. So here I was, following the path God selected for me, without realizing the magnitude of any of it. The trip consisted of vacation Bible school and visiting saints on reservations in Arizona and New Mexico. I fell in love with 100+ children who came to soak in God's love for just 1 week. The little faces that needed reminding that God is here for them. I learned songs with the hand motions and how to exist with people and saints of God unlike those I grew up with, but familiar all the same. I even learned how to drive a car, one infamous Honda Accord, which I drove down a bumpy lane in San Benito and consequently continued to drive down said lane and into the front steps of someone's home. No damage to the car or the steps took place. That might have also been my second time ever behind the wheel of a car, not just a riding lawnmower. I remember a night that we all gathered in Brother Dwayne and Sister Elaine Jordan's home, hearing from Brother Dwayne and Brother Larry Watson about our divine commission. Words like choice seer, Zion, House of Israel. Definitely not the first time I heard any of it, but the first time it hit my heart. Hearing from saints living the mission to bring Christ to the seed of Joseph. I remember being so shaken by their experiences, natural and spiritual, that I didn't want to leave. My world grew so much overnight. To understand that more existed than my little town, my branch of the church, to understand that God has a great plan for our church and to see it unfolding around me. I didn't stop there. The next year, after the World Missionary Conference in 1999, I joined the Youth in Action Choir Tour. We sang in Glassport, PA, New Jersey, Muncie, Canada, South Bend, Indiana. I am probably missing a few locations. But again, I spent time with young people, and that anchored me further in the gospel. Of course, we had our silly moments. For example, a funeral procession for an orange that made it through our entire journey that summer. Learning from Sister Carolyn Gross, Paravano at the time, to sing with joy and enthusiasm the songs I grew up with. Many seeds were planted in my heart that would grow, and those branches sprung forth in the future years that led me to living out west, meeting my husband, and working for the Lord together in inner city Detroit and now Columbus, Ohio. There is a place in this church for a younger generation. Many times in our youth, we don't see it. We see older people. We see tired adults. God is waiting to use you in ways you can't even wrap your mind around. Because what you don't realize is there aren't two lives, a spiritual life and a natural life. They both exist together. Maybe that is what I gleaned the most as a young teen. My parents lived that way, but they were my parents. and my home branch was an hour away from me and didn't resonate with me every day of the week. I hope that if you are a young person feeling stuck, lost, or unsure of the church's role in your life, that you would take a step out on the water and discover different parts of the church. I am sure there His hand you will find. Please enjoy a smattering of photos from these Youth in Action tours. In love, Sister Linda.